Here's going to be the start of video 2, and this is where you're going to watch me learn how to spray. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some sort of containment in this area. This is like the biggest part of my shop, so hopefully I'll be able to set up a big enough area to where I could do a few pieces at once and still, you know, make it effective. So this is going to be where I'm going to set up the drop cloth and, you know, try to contain the overspray for spraying these cabinets. So let's struggle through this first bit and try to teach myself how to spray. All right. You might be wondering why I set up containment and then just immediately stowed it and rolled it up, and I got a good reason for that. Basically that was all I had time for today. So I set it up. I know that it's enough. I do have one gap in the corner, which I might get another piece just to cover that, a smaller sheet. But these were 9 by 12, which will give me perfect enough room to lay out my big drop cloth, right, to protect the floor. I'll roll the plastic down and then I'll spray all the booths, and, you know, probably struggle through that, but I'll bring you along so you can see it. Other than that, yeah, so that's that. This is good enough for today. Again, I'm working on this in the, you know, on my off time. It's I have another full-time job, so I do what I can on the days that I can do it. So that's that. Containment set up and ready to go for spraying. I don't know if I'm gonna, I do have actually a little bit more work that I have to do to one of those cabinets, but I don't know. We'll see if I do that before I spray it. I probably will. I should. So, anywho, all right, thanks for watching. Alright, as I mentioned, this is my first time I've ever picked up a airless spray system. Right here, you got my dad and I trying to figure out, well, first we're laying down the drop cloth. I thought I had a bigger one. I don't, so I ended up using just a moving blanket, which works just fine for preventing most of my floor from getting sprayed. Although, to be honest, in the end, my floor ends up getting completely covered. So, what I'm doing here, reading the directions, figuring out how to prime this thing, how to get it set up, and how to start laying down my first coat of paint, which I will tell you what I experienced, how well it went, and all of that. So, needless to say, it didn't go so well my first time, but we figured it out. This was about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so of messing with it, trying to figure out the settings, trying to get what I thought was a good setup, and then lay down a little bit of paint. Here's me testing it out, trying to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work, and then lowering my plastic so that I can prevent some of the overspray, as you can see right there from that all that dust. So ended up lowering the plastic. I did not take my camera inside because I only have one camera. You saw me dressed out in that full bodysuit. Yep, that paint gets everywhere. So lowered the plastic. My dad helped me out. He was keeping an eye on the paint on the outside of the plastic. As you can see, I'm in there spraying away, putting a coat on the first 3 cabinets of the project, which ended up being a very big, steep learning curve. But I will talk to you about it a little later in the video. Until then, just take a look and let me show you what I did.
All right, well, there's probably someone out there that really wanted and hoped that I would make this look easy as a beginner and spraying the cabinets would just be a breeze, and well, I'm changing tactics. So the project still has to get done, which is why I'm changing to rolling and brushing and painting, because it's what I know, but I need more time to learn how to spray, and it would be better done not on one of my friends' projects. Let's just put it out there for the world. I don't want to screw it up for Joe. So what I've done, instead of doing the spray, because that is taking up way longer than I had initially anticipated, between the fact that I only got 3 cabinet bases done with 1 coat, took a gallon of paint. I don't know why it used up so much. I'm gonna now roll these 3 cabinets with the same amount of paint and see if I get a better coverage. So I'll show you the comparison after I roll these 3 and then those 3 in the booth. And I don't know, we'll just take a look. We'll see which one looks better. So, me being me, and I know how I am, I'm not really good at failing at things. And I mean, the premise of this channel is the whole find a problem, figure it out. Well, that's what I did. So I was real frustrated that first time I started spraying these and it wasn't coming out good, it didn't look good, and I used way more paint than I probably should have, which I don't know if that was a factor of my settings, or the type of paint I was using. So I realized that, one, I wasn't even using the right, what I thought was a base or primer was simply a base of a color of a coat. So I was using the wrong paint. So I went back to the store, got some primer, resprayed the cabinets, and significant difference. I'm going to put a couple of coats of the primer on, and then I'm also going to put, and then I'm going to re-top coat it, right? I'm going to put a top color, if you will. So hopefully when I'm all said and done, even though you saw me rolling the base cabinets and one of these wardrobes, in the end, every cabinet will be sprayed. I'm gonna figure it out. Joe said it was easy. Maybe it's getting to that point where I do agree with him, but unfortunately, due to my setup, I can't film in my spray tarped off area because I don't want to ruin my camera. So I'll just be able to show you what happens afterwards. This is after 2 coats of spraying. I did the first coat, and then this is the second coat with an actual primer and sealer. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat on the shoe rack, and then a second coat on the stuff that I rolled of the base cabinets. So I'll spray those and then I'll show it to you afterwards. Sorry I can't show you in the booth. Like I said, really don't want to ruin a camera. So this is kind of the best option that I have. So I'm going to set up and spray those cabinets, and then they'll flash and dry, and I'll give them a couple hours, whatever. And then I'll come in here. I'm thinking about addressing these kind of ugly cracks, maybe with some caulk or some spackle. I don't know yet. Before I do my final finished top coat, just because I don't like the way that they look. So I feel like they should be, you know, uniformly filled. Anyways, yep. Catch back up with you shortly. All right. Let's see. Let's hope I can see myself. All right. Well, we'll do it this way. All right. My next step. All I'm going to take is some. What is this? Acrylic siliconized latex caulk, basically paintable caulk. That's going to fill in the visible seams so that when they look into their closet, they don't see that gap. It's going to look weird if they do. So that's what we're going to do. All right. I've already caulked some of the joints. It's pretty self-explanatory. Put some caulk in a corner. Smooth it out with your finger, leaving it at that. I'm not going out extra, but just that's all I'm doing. So, and I'm making sure that I clean up any excess. This is still the primer coat of paint, so it's not really going to be visible in any way. So, and then once I put the finish coat on there, it'll have the nice finish coat texture and sheen, and it should be near seamless. So quick and easy, but a vital step to make hopefully these cabinets look really good. that's it. Little caulk around the seams, making sure that it's no cracks visible. Give that at least 24 hours to dry, and then do a quick sand just to rough up the surface, and then these will be ready for final coat paint. Alright, well, it's been a couple weeks since I've worked on these. They've just been sitting in here. Next thing I'm gonna do, I got a 220, went and roughed it all up. I'm gonna take this tack cloth and I'm gonna hopefully get all the dust off, and then I'm gonna start my first top coat, hopefully. Only one is needed. This does have 2 base coats of primer and sealer on them. So I'm gonna try to get away, I don't know if I can, like I said, never done this, but try to get away with a nice top coat once. Hopefully it'll only take one, I don't know. Like I said, teaching myself along the way, we'll get it done. It'll look semi-professional. Semi is the key word there. So. All right, everyone, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here. Am I done spraying? No. I have 2 more large wardrobe cabinets, and then the smaller corner cabinet that goes next to these dressers. So I wanted to take a minute to recap on what I did. I'm gonna ad-lib and summarize some of what I learned. And then I would also like, if there's someone out there that is a professional, I have a couple questions. And if you leave a comment, answer them, please. Like I said, I'm in this channel to learn. That's the whole premise of the channel, not a problem. I'll figure it out, get through it. So, quick recap. I sprayed these cabinets once. First time I ever turned a sprayer on, connected it, put paint through it. Absolutely terrible experience. I didn't know if I was doing it right. It came out really thick. There was a lot of lines in it. It was splotchy. And I burned through an entire gallon of paint, whole gallon of paint on 2 of these cabinets. Ridiculous. I was like, this is a complete waste. There's no way this is better than just traditional roll and hand spray, right? So I ended up rolling and hand spraying the rest of the cabinets, doing first coat with that method. And then I was like, you know what? I got to get this right. I have to try to figure this out. I can't make a site that's about figuring out problems and then just immediately give up. It's not me, it's not in my nature. So, went back to the drawing board, watched a few more videos. Idaho Painter, I think that's the person I was watching. I'll have to put I'll mention them in the description below. But I watched his videos. He broke it down Barney style for me. Being a new guy, I don't know what I'm doing. He helped me out, or at least showed me the things that I needed to work on without showing them to me. Just part of the channel. So, fast forward, I did 2 more base coats on all of the cabinets with the spray method. And I ended up using this tip, which is a 515, and an orange nozzle. Graco, I don't know what you're doing to me. You made my life hard, right? So base coat, good to go. Easy, puts down a nice smooth layer, but still burns through so much paint. I don't know if that's the nature of the tip, the nature of spraying in general, or if, like I said, I could have been doing something wrong. So, orange tip, base coat, still burned through 2 to 3 more gallons of paint just on the base coats, which still blows my mind. I did do 2 coats of prime and seal, so did that. Waited a little while, ordered another tip, which was this one, the blue tip, right? I was thinking, man, maybe there's something different in the size, because when I was looking online, I didn't see any measurement difference published on the site, right? But every one of these, what is this? This is a FFLP tip, right? Which, if I believe I'm saying it correctly, fine finish, low pressure, right? So FFLP tips, from what I saw online and on YouTube, much better for cabinet finishes, right? But this tip does not fit in this nozzle, or vice versa. Nozzle does not fit in this tip. So I ended up ordering the blue one. Again, don't know if, or haven't seen any rating differences on Graco's website, but every video I saw, if they were using an FFLP, they had the blue nozzle. Blue, yes. So I ordered one. 3-week lead time on these things, at least where I'm at. Couldn't find them at the home store, couldn't find them at a paint store. I don't know why you even made 2 different size tips. And by the way, they're 0.01 different. 0.001 different. This is, you know, whatever size, 1/100th of a different between this one. Absolutely retarded. I don't know why you did it. Pointless. So, anyways, did this. Just got done spraying these cabinets. I put 2 coats on and used less than a half a gallon of paint. And the finish is remarkable. Is it perfect? No, I'm not a professional. Will I do a little touch-ups? Probably get some sandpaper, do a 220 sand, and then smooth out the areas that were that ran for whatever reason. Like, I have a couple of runs. I have one right here. Maybe I got too close with the sprayer. I got a drip up here, a little too close, but overall, night and day different. FFLP tip versus, I don't even know what to call this, traditional tip, but please tell me why the need for 2 different nozzles. Shouldn't this just fit into this and it just work? Makes sense to me. Anyways, if you know better, leave me a comment. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I'm not gonna show you me painting the other 3 cabinets because you didn't even see me paint these ones. I don't have a big paint booth large enough to bring my one and only camera in here and spray and potentially risk damaging my camera. So I'm gonna wrap it up. My next video in this series, I thought I was gonna do a 2-part. I think I'm going to make it into 3. My next video in this series is going to be bringing the cabinets over and installing them into the space. So I'll show you that. I'll show you where I'm at and what I'm working with and what I have available to me. And then we'll go ahead and, you know, install them, get them all set in place, do all the finish work over there. Install the drawers for the cabinets and the dressers that are going to have drawers. I've done a cabinet series on my workbench. I'm not going to film me remaking drawers. Go ahead and look at my workbench. I'm going to do my drawers the exact same way. Just make it easy, make it simple, right? And they come out well, they look good, and they're going to be durable for the foreseeable future. So, if you like the video, give me a like, give me a subscribe. You know the traditional ask, but you know, and if you don't like the video, tell me what you don't like about it. I'm not the greatest at filming and production, but I'm figuring it out as I go along. And hopefully each of my videos are getting better. So I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this, listen to me rant a little bit. If you have answers to my questions, because I don't know them, and maybe you do, put them in the comments section and let's get a discussion going. Otherwise, I hope you like what you're watching. If you don't like what you're watching, just click to the next video. Go watch Bourbon Moth or, you know, Blacktail Studios. Both of them awesome YouTubers. So hopefully one day, you know, I'll get a chance to meet them. Anyways, thanks for watching and let me know what you think.